Good evening everyone, and welcome to Pilates on the Water. And in today's session I wanted to focus a little bit on some of the problems you might be experiencing from having tight hamstrings or tight hip flexors. And sometimes our hamstrings and hip flexors can be the root cause of other problems we might be having, such as back pain, hip pain or knee pain. So we need to improve the flexibility of these areas, but at the same time improve the strength of our glutes. So let's get ready to warm up. So don't forget, if you're exercising with us today, do check with your doctor first that these exercises are going to be suitable for you. So here we go then. First of all, just find a nice stable base with your feet, just planting those feet in a parallel position and growing nice and tall through the body. Just bring a little bit of softness to those knees because we're going to warm up and mobilize through the hips and also through the lower back. We'll start off just by planting the hips down towards the floor, lengthening the tailbone and just finding those core muscles. And then some gentle circles of your shoulders around the hips. So with this movement, we're not trying to move the hips at all. You're keeping those nice and still and stable, but we're just finding those abdominal muscles and back muscles and waist muscles as you circle those shoulders around. Try and keep the hips as still as possible, and then we're going to circle them back the other way. Stay nice and tall. As you circle your shoulders, just take a few deep breaths. So we're breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And one more lovely deep breath, breathing in and exhaling out. Then coming center, and we're just keeping those knees really soft still for the next move, which is the hip circles. So now we're keeping the shoulders perfectly still and level and just circling the hips around the outside of your feet. So without circling the shoulders but moving your hips, you should start to feel your abs, your waist, your lower back, your glutes, and around that hip area just loosening up a little bit. Keeping the knees soft then, and reverse back the other way. And again, just taking a few deep breaths as you warm up through the hips and through the waist. And just one more in that direction. And come center and growing tall again, just reaching up into the crown of your head. Next, we're going to mobilize a little bit more through that lower back and start off with some pelvic tilts. So keep those knees soft, bring the pelvis so that it is in the vertical position. And the top of the pelvis needs to be now directly above your hip in that starting position. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, tightening the tummy muscles, the belly button towards the small of your back to just tilt that pelvis backwards. And then inhale to return to center. And again, exhale to tilt the pelvis towards the back at the top of the pelvis and towards the front at the bottom of the pelvis. So we're tucking that tailbone right underneath, tightening those tummy muscles and the lower part of the rib cage. And two more little pelvic tilts there. Exhale and tilt. Inhale to center. And again, exhale to tilt. And inhale to center. So we're starting to warm up these hip flexors, and in a moment we're going to lengthen them out a little bit. So we're now just going to warm up those thighs, those quads, and the upper part of the hip flexor a little bit more. Just start to come over onto one foot and draw the knee up towards the chest, and then move across to the other foot. So we're just lifting those knees higher than your hips each side. Lift and lower. Stay tall and straight. And then we can add a little crunch, just working a little bit deeper into those abdominals. So we're going to reach up, exhale and squeeze those tummy muscles. Inhale, exhale and squeeze as you draw that knee up, and exhale to tighten those abs. A little bit of a balance challenge here. So if you are struggling with your balance, Just bring that knee a little bit lower, and one more each side. Exhale, inhale, and exhale and inhale. So now we really want to lengthen out those hip flexors. So you're going to stagger the feet now. Take a large step back, but make sure you bring your body into the vertical position. So we've got a front knee a little bit bent. We're up on the toe behind, that back heel is lifted, and we're standing nice and tall. Try not to lean forward like this, but stay tall and straight. As you exhale now, we're just going to lower that back knee slightly towards the floor and inhale to come up. Just starting to lengthen out that hip flexor and inhale. Now you might need to just rest the hands on the top of the thighs as you go up and down. But if you're feeling quite confident and comfortable, try reaching and lengthening at the same time. And we'll do two more. Exhale and inhale, and one more. Exhale and inhale. Well done. Now we're going to switch feet. If you're struggling with your balance, just stand close to something and just hold on to that item in front of you. It might be a chair or a table or something like that. But do take a nice wide step back behind so that the heel is lifted. You don't want that toe turned out and placed down onto the floor. So the knee is pointing straight down at the floor as we come into that lunge position. You want your body to be traveling in a vertical plane, straight down and straight up. Let's do three more. Exhale, reach. Inhale, center, and two more. Exhale, reach, and inhale, center, and last one. Exhale, lengthen, and inhale. Well done. And stepping up, just placing the feet hip width apart now. Make sure they're parallel, ready for some squats. Sitting back into your tail and just allowing those arms to reach forward for a little bit of balance. From the side, sitting back into the tail, keeping the knees back, weight into your heels. And again, exhale. And we're starting now to feel that in the glutes, in those hamstrings as well, warming them up. And two more. Exhale, squat. Inhale, center. And one more. Exhale and squat. And inhale to center. Let's just give those glutes a little stretch before we continue now. So you can hold onto the wall, stay nice and tall. I'm just going to bring one foot across the thigh, open the knee out, and just take a gentle stretch down, feeling that in the side of your glute. And breathing. And we'll hold that for 10-15 seconds or so, and then go to the other side. Maybe flex the foot, reaching into your heel, open that knee out, and open it. Keep pressing that out, that knee, and then coming up. Well done. So we're going to come down onto the mat now, and just do ignore the state of the boat at the moment. We are doing some essential maintenance to the boat at the moment, so the paint is being done. But yeah, coming down onto your mat then and finding your neutral spine position. So we're lying with our pelvis in the flat level position. There might be a small space under the small of your back. Have your knees bent with your feet flat and an equal distance between your knees and your feet. Try and be nice and long through the back of the neck so that that chin drops softly down. And we're going to find those core muscles and create those pelvic tilts that we did in standing. So now we're starting off with our pelvis level and flat, horizontal with the floor. The thumb and the forefinger, if you're placing it on the top of the pelvis and onto the hip joint, are now level with each other. As you find your core muscles and breathe out, then we're going to tilt the pelvis back down towards the floor. So the top of the pelvis is moving in towards the mat as you tighten those tummy muscles and those lower parts of your rib cage there as well.
Inhale to return the pelvis back to its horizontal or level position. Now, while you do these tilts, we're exhaling to press down. Arms are down beside you, and you can press gently down with the back of your arms, or if it helps, just place your fingertips across the top of your abs and just feel the abdominals contracting as you create those little pelvic tilts. We'll just do one more, breathing out and breathing in. So now we're going to bring the feet in a little bit closer to your sitting bones. They're a little bit closer because we're going to find a shoulder bridge position in a moment. Begin with your arms down beside you and just try and find the mat underneath the back of the arm. We're lengthening still the back of the neck. We'll inhale to prepare. As you exhale out through your mouth, drawing down with the ribs, down with the belly, tilting the pelvis into the mat, and then we're going to unpeel the tailbone and the glutes, slowly lifting them away from the mat up towards the ceiling. Try and find that nice long curl all the way up to the top of the bridge, keeping your knees in line and the weight in your heels. Inhale at the top, exhale. Now we're going to peel back down. We start off with the upper part of the spine. We're scooping down with the rib cage, then the middle part of the spine, lower part of the spine, and then lastly those glutes. Inhale at the bottom as you return your pelvis back to that neutral position, and we're going again. Exhale to tilt, unpeel, pelvic curl all the way to the top of that shoulder bridge position. Inhale at the top, exhale and re-peel. We need 2 more pelvic curls. Inhale at the bottom, exhale and curl, and we're really lifting that tail all the way up to the highest point, but try not to arch your back or lose those abdominals at the top. And then 1 more curl through your pelvic tilt. Exhale up, exhale down. Well done. So a little bit of lengthening again there through those hip flexors. Now we're going to work those abs a little more next. Take the feet back out and away, so there's about a 90-degree bend behind the knee. And we're just going to lift 1 foot and knee and place that leg into your tabletop position. Really lengthen the foot, stretching those toes and maintaining that 90-degree angle. Now we're going to use those tummy muscles this time, fingertips just to the side of the thigh. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest and unpeel the upper part of the spine, just curling up towards your leg, and then inhaling to re-peel. Now notice I'm not moving the tabletop leg, I'm just uncurling now the top section of the spine, warming up this area, and working into those abs a little bit more. And we'll do 2 more, using those fingertips for assistance. Exhale to uncurl and lift into that chest lift position. Inhale and re-peel. 1 more. And re-peel. Now we're going to go to the other leg. So just floating the other leg into your tabletop position. And instead of lifting into the chest lift and coming back down, we're going to continue up into a seated tabletop tap. Place your fingers onto the thighs. Elbows are soft. Inhale. Exhale, chin towards the chest. A little help with those fingertips, and we're floating up towards Lammy. Inhale and then exhale all the way back down. It's nice Lammy is also doing her exercises with us as we go. Well done, Lamb. Inhale, exhale and up. And another poli, please, Lamb. Inhale and exhale and down. And we'll just do one more there, using that leg for assistance. Well done, lamb, nice poli. Exhale up, inhale and exhale down. Well done. So we can really feel the leg helping us with those little sit-up moves. So now we're ready to just lengthen out the hamstring a little bit more. Going to extend one leg up towards the ceiling and really lengthen that leg. Stretch the tip of your toe. We're working deep into the quad on this side of the leg and lengthening the hamstring on the other side of the leg. Right, are you ready, lamb, for your hamstring stretch? So, holding the fingertips just to gently draw that leg towards you as you stretch that leg. And just give it a little pull in as you breathe out and then release. We'll do that one more time. Exhale and release. Now we're ready to do some little floats. So press the arms down into the mat, tightening your abdominals and your rib cage. Flex your foot. We're reaching into the heel, stretch into that heel as you float the leg towards the floor. Don't quite touch the floor though, and then point the toe and bring it up with energy. Flex, exhale to float down, point and up. And we'll go again, exhale down, point and up. One more. Flex, exhale down. Tightening those tummy muscles, drawing down with the rib cage. Hold it there. We're going to walk ourselves up the leg towards the calf, gently drawing it towards you. A little pull in and walk it back down. Well done. Let's go to the other side now. Extending the leg up, we're reaching strongly into the toe, really stretching the front side of the leg and working deep into that quad as well. Using the fingertips, gently draw that leg in, breathe out. Inhale, release. Exhale and in. Inhale, release. We'll do one more. And inhale, release. We're ready to float. Tighten those abs, place the hands down. You can press down quite strongly with those arms. You're pressing downwards with the belly, the ribs and both the arms to support this move. Now flex the foot, reach into the heel, float that leg almost to the floor, not quite. Point and lift. Flex, exhale down, point and lift. Flex, exhale down and point and lift. One more and exhale and up. Hold it there. We're going to do the little walk up the leg, chin to chest, unpeel, drawing yourself towards the calf, lengthening up into the crown of the head. Shoulders are back and down and drawing that towards you. And release. Walk it back down the leg and release that back down to the mat. So now we're going to find our tabletop position. Engaging your abs and your lower rib cage. We really do need to work hard with those tummy muscles before you lift the leg. Also, before lifting those legs, don't forget to draw upwards towards your center with your pelvic floor. We're gently pressing down with the arms and then floating one leg into the tabletop position, followed by our second leg. The knee is directly above the hip, lower leg level with the floor, toes extended. Lightly come into the catch position now. Elbows are soft. Fingertips to the side of those knees. Inhale, exhale. Unpeeling the back of the neck, lengthening into the crown of the head and rocking all the way up into your seated position. Now we're going to lengthen those legs out, ready for spine stretch. So nice straight legs, we're sitting on the top of those sit bones, chest is out, shoulders are back and down,
And again, if you have any issues with your spine, perhaps osteoporosis or a bulging disc, try not to come into a very deep
Rounded flexion like this,
but instead stay a little bit taller and straighter through your spine. We're going to inhale to lengthen up into those fingertips. Exhale, staying tall and straight for that level 1 option. Just coming in front of the vertical, and then inhale to return to center. Repeat this if you're level 1, otherwise exhale, scooping in with the belly and rounding over those legs. So we're reaching towards the feet. Now watch the shoulders here, keep them back, lengthening the back of the neck and reaching forwards and out with the crown of your head. Can you work the chin in a little towards the chest and take some nice deep breaths into the back of your rib cage? And we're going to release this by uncurling and restacking the spine from the bottom of the spine, the middle of the spine, upper spine. Bring those shoulders back and then restack those neck vertebrae. Now we're going to incorporate a little stretch, and this time take our leg back down into the hamstring stretch. Here goes. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, coming over. Take a breath in. As you bring that breath to the back of the rib cage, lengthen into the crown of the head. Exhale, and we're rocking back onto the back of the pelvis, keeping those elbows soft, tightening the tummy muscles and slowly coming down towards the mat. Once your shoulders have landed, we're still keeping that head a little bit away and chin to chest. Inhale, exhale, press the leg into your fingertips, tighten those tummy muscles and rock all the way back up. And inhale to reach up tall. We're going to do the same move on the other side. Exhale over your leg. Fingertips behind the calf, elbows soft, shoulders are back. We're scooping in with the belly, maintaining your flexion all the way down, but not the shoulders. Just land those shoulders, but not the head. Inhale, exhale, and just pushing the fingertips, pushing the leg into those fingertips to come up. And inhale to stretch tall. Exhale down. Now, a good way to strengthen your abdominal muscles without shortening those hip flexors too much is to use our front plank. And various different ways we can do a plank: up onto the hands, onto the elbows. We're going to start off actually in Sphinx position. So coming down onto those elbows and just bring the elbow directly underneath the shoulder there, lengthening up away from the floor as you push into the elbow and stretch nice and strongly into the crown of your head. So you can start to feel those back muscles working. We're squeezing the glutes and stretching the legs at the same time. Then we're going to inhale to lengthen into the crown of the head. Exhale, just scooping in with the belly and the rib cage to unpeel the pubic bone and the top of the thighs a little bit away from the floor. And we've got our level 1 half plank or elbow plank position here. Now, if you're feeling a little bit stronger, you can start to tuck those toes underneath. Keep the hips nice and level. Lift one knee and then your second knee. You're holding your plank position for a few seconds. Don't forget your head, so try not to let that head drop down. Now, if you start to feel this in your back rather than your tummy muscles, just lower those knees down and scoop in with the belly and hold your plank in this position. If you're feeling a little bit stronger, or perhaps you're more advanced, we can come into the front plank up onto those hands. The hands directly underneath the shoulders, and just bring your weight forward, lowering the tail, down and in line. Exactly the same way you can increase the intensity by tucking the toes under, lifting one knee and then the next knee. And again, you want to be scooping in with that belly, little crunches towards the ceiling as you breathe out. To come out of your plank position then, we lower those knees back to the level 2 or level 1. Come down onto the elbows, directly under those shoulders, and then lower the hips back down. Well done. Now we're just going to do a few little single leg kicks. Exhale, drawing the heel towards the butt. Inhale to release. Exhale in, inhale and release. And again. And we start to feel those quads and hip flexors lengthening. Inhale, release. And again. Inhale, release. One more each way. Inhale, and last time. And inhale. Now we're going to roll over onto our backs again to stretch them out a little bit more and do some stretches in our shoulder bridge position. So just rolling over and just making sure those knees are in line with your sit bones. Just bring the heels in a little bit closer to the body. We're starting off with our neutral pelvis, arms down by your side. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, and we're curling up through the pelvic tilt all the way to the top. So we're at the top of the bridge now, and just keeping that tail lifted, a nice straight line, knee, hip to the shoulder. And just lengthen out into the fingertips, reaching all the way to the back along the floor behind you. Stretch away into the fingers as you lift that tail a little bit higher, and then bring that arm back down slowly underneath the body to press down, other side. Inhale and stretch and reach out along the floor behind you. Keep that tail nice and high. And exhale back, and we'll do that again. Inhale to reach, and exhale back. Press down with that arm. Inhale, reach, and exhale back. Now if you're struggling to hold your bridge, perhaps those hips are starting to drift down towards the floor, then just place your hands underneath the hips for a little bit of extra support. I'm going to do a few leg floats now. So you're going to unpeel one heel, unpeel the leg, lengthen all the way up into the toe. Remember the floats we did earlier. Flex the foot, exhale and float that leg almost to the floor. Reach into that heel, point and lift. Exhale and float all the way down and point and lift. Two more. Exhale and float, and we're reaching into that heel on the way down. Inhale, lift. One more, and exhale. Inhale and lift. Let's bring that foot back under. Give that tail a little lift. Bring the hands down if you can, otherwise just leave them there for a little bit of extra support, and lift. Exhale and float. And we're keeping this pelvis as level as we can as you do those little floats. We're working those glutes really hard and lengthening those hip flexors all at the same time. And one more. Exhale and float, and inhale and lift. Well done. A little lift of that tail before we finish. Arms down. Exhale and roll all the way through. Upper spine, middle spine, and lower spine. And just hug those knees in and out. So now we've come over onto our side, nice and tall, just lengthening up away from the shoulder and the elbows directly underneath that shoulder. Extending your legs towards the front corner of your mat. A big stretch into those toes. Just lift that top leg so it's hip height and then bending that knee, just catching hold of the ankle lightly with one finger and drawing that knee back again into that quad hip flexor stretch. Hold it there. This time we're going to stretch that top leg towards the back corner of your mat and bend. Try and keep your knee and your foot the same height away from the floor as your hip. Hip height all the way through. A big stretch as you bend and stretch. And we'll just do one more there. Bend and stretch. Keeping that toe reaching towards the back corner, a little lift away from the mat. Exhale. Now just be careful the upper body here isn't collapsing down towards the floor. If that is happening, you could come down and rest your head on your hand like this, with one hand in front. And we're keeping that top leg behind the bottom leg as we're doing those little lifts away from the mat. And just two more there. 2, 1, and finish. Well done. Now bottom knee is coming forward, top knee is bending back, and just coming up into your seated mermaid position. So we've come up into the mermaid sit position. And in your mermaid sit position, the bottom leg has now folded out in front and the top leg has folded out behind, sitting equally on both sit bones if you can. If you have any restrictions to your mobility in the hips or knees though, you could take your legs out into this wide sit position as an alternative, and you could also sit up on your block just to lift those hips a little bit higher than your knees. So lengthening up with the inhalation and then reaching up towards the sky into those fingertips. And taking those arms out, we've got the palms facing uppermost with those thumbs at the back. Let's take a gentle side bend, just starting to reach those fingertips down towards the mat and center. And squeezing the abs as we reach to the opposite side and center. Palms down now and a spine twist. Just a small twist across to the side, shoulders down. Inhale, center. Exhale, take your little twist. And inhale, center. And then just releasing that down. Now we're just going to give those glutes a quick stretch. So taking that back leg and bring it right across the front leg if you can. So you can really feel that stretching across that medial glute. And a gentle twist with the upper body in the opposite direction. And some nice deep breaths here. And you should just feel that gently pulling the medial glute muscle there. And release. So now we're going to go to the opposite side. Coming up onto your elbow on the other side of the body. Elbows directly underneath the shoulder. We're lengthening up away from that shoulder and extending your legs towards the front corner of your mat. Now make sure your hip is vertically stacked. That top hip is directly on top of the bottom hip, and then we're lightly reaching around for the quad stretch. So just a finger, one finger will do to support the ankle there as you draw the knee backwards towards that back wall and release. And we'll do that again. Exhale and just lengthening back and release. And one more. And release. Hold it there. We're going to extend the leg towards that back corner, squeezing the waist muscle and this medial glute, and then fold again. Try to keep your knee and your foot hip height for the whole thing. We don't want that knee creeping forwards or upwards as you take that little stretch. Let's just do one more there. Well done. Now just place those fingertips down and we've got some little pulses up. Exhale, drawing that leg up towards the ceiling, and again, lift, and again, exhale, and 4, and 3, and 2, And last one. Well done. You should be able to feel that in that medial glute. We'll fold that leg, slide the bottom leg forward, ready for the mermaid sit on this side, growing tall. Inhale. Exhaling out and ready for that little side reach. We're just pressing the palms towards the ceiling on one hand and the fingertips towards the mat with your other hand. Staying tall through the body. And center, palms down for spine twist. Pressing those shoulders away as you take that twist. And center, and twisting in the opposite direction. And center. Well done. And then just releasing that down. We're going to just give this glute a little stretch. Fold that top foot all the way across the other leg, that bottom leg. And take your twist around. Just some nice deep breaths here. Feel that stretch in your medial glute. Staying nice and tall. And exhale. Well done. Now we're going to get ready to roll down for our relaxation. Sitting nice and tall on the top of those sit bones, lengthening up into the crown of the head. Inhale, extend into those fingertips. Exhale into your spine stretch. Imagine you're scooping over a large beach ball on your lap. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. Exhale. Now we're stretching those legs as you take that roll down. Shoulders are retracted. Keep stretching away. We're placing the lower spine down, middle spine, upper spine, and then the neck vertebra, the head lands. Reach all the way overhead for a full body stretch. Fingers in one direction, toes in the other. Open those lungs, deep breath in and exhale. Now finding a comfortable position on your mat, ready to relax. Let the feet flop open. Let the hands come palms uppermost. The fingers can curl. Relaxing your facial muscles and allowing that breathing to slow right down.
Imagine you are lying in the tall green grass, surrounded by wild flowers and the gentle buzzing of insects. It is a golden summer's day. You hear the gentle breeze rustling the grass and the trees around you. You can feel the warm glow of the sun on your face, warming your body. Absorb the sun's warm energy. Imagine its golden light surrounding you as you lay back in the soft grass. Your breathing begins to slow, becoming more relaxed and easy. Feel the tension seeping away from your body, its negative energy disappearing, being replaced by the warm, bright energy from the sun. You begin to feel lighter. As you unburden yourself and absorb the sunlight, you become even lighter. Feel your body lifting slowly, drifting upwards out of the grass, floating higher and higher above the fields towards the sky. See the beauty of the countryside far below you. The fields and trees, beautiful places you know. You are light and free, free to drift anywhere you want on the breeze. Feel the updraft carry you easily like a bird, high above your grassy nest. Enjoy the feeling of being as light as the air itself. Begin to draw in some slow, deeper breaths. Fill your lungs with fresh, energy-filled oxygen. Now on each outward breath, feel yourself sinking lower and lower. Each time you breathe out, slowly and gently, you begin to return to your resting place amongst the grass. You drift effortlessly and lightly back down to earth. Notice once again the sounds of the nature surrounding you. The nature embracing you with its pure energy and beauty. You feel lighter and refreshed. Open your eyes.